And in this video today, I'm going to talk about how and why this is happening. So why you're having the anxiety, why you're having the panic, the limiting beliefs that are actually running the show of this anxiety and panic, and what you can do next to actually remove this for good. You know that feeling when you're in a busy place, shopping centre, supermarket, festival, wherever, and you feel your heart starts to race. You start to go a little bit dizzy, your eyes start to blur, and you know it's coming. You know instantly that that's feeling, that sensation of the physical symptoms of panic are coming on. So you quickly look around and you scan for the nearest exit. Where can I go? Who can I get to be my safe person? Who's going to get me out of it? Where am I going to run to that is safe, that is quiet, where I can just gather my thoughts for a second? And then as it's happening, you literally feel like more people are looking at you. That more people are looking at you because your heart rate's gone up, because you're struggling to breathe a little bit. You feel like everyone that's walking past you is literally looking at you. You might not even realise it, but that panic sensation and the symptoms are happening because you're worried about what people are going to think. And it just keeps gradually getting worse until you get to that safe place, the car, the exit, the safe person to take you out of there, until you go to the toilet, whatever it might be for you. It only gets better when you get out of that situation. Because you literally don't want anyone to see you panicking. If there was no one around in those moments and there was not a single person in the same place as you, you wouldn't be panicking because you are consumed or worried about people judging you and what they are going to think. Say, for example, you don't like going to supermarkets. If there was no one in Tesco's right now and you knew you weren't going to see a single other person on the road there, or there, and you could just go with your best friend or you could go with your partner, would you still be anxious? Probably not. And if it's a no, I wouldn't be anxious, I'd be absolutely fine, then you need to keep watching this video. I know that it is incredibly frustrating to have this panic, the physical symptoms, the overwhelm, the anxiety about these situations, about busy places. And I know how frustrating it can get, but I absolutely know your strength. If you are facing that panic and you are, let's face it, panic attacks are literally like a lion is standing in front of you. That is the fear that we feel when we have that panic. There is a lion ready to eat you. And each day you go about your day facing that fear, facing that panic. And I want to just say you are incredibly freaking strong for that. Incredibly freaking strong. But you are ready to actually say, do you know what? I don't want this life anymore. I have dealt with anxiety and panic for so long and I'm ready for more because I know that you are and you know that you're capable of more. You've got to a point where you've had this for so long that it's just become part of your habit. But I know that you don't want that anymore. I know that you are ready to actually say, I don't need this anymore. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for life to be free. I'm ready to actually be present. I'm ready to enjoy making memories instead of always being in fear and always thinking about the what ifs. And in this video today, I'm going to talk about how and why this is happening. So why you're having the anxiety, why you're having the panic, the limiting beliefs that are actually running the show of this anxiety and panic, and what you can do next to actually remove this for good. So let's talk about limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are actually the belief system in your subconscious mind that is running the show of your physical nervous system symptoms. So the panic, the anxiety, the worry, the fear. So the subconscious mind's job is literally to keep you safe at all times. It doesn't matter what you want to do. It doesn't matter where you want to go or what your goals are. It doesn't care if you want to go to Tesco's to get some food shopping. It cares about keeping you safe. And at some point in your life, you learned a limiting belief. People are going to judge you, or you're scared to be seen. Now, you can word these in any way that you want to word them, but that is what's running the show at the moment, okay? At some point in your younger life, you learned that it wasn't safe to be seen, or people are going to judge you. It could be literally a situation, for example, where you were yourself at school, right? You literally being your full self as a child, and you were maybe made fun of, or someone said it wasn't cool to do that, or you were made to feel vulnerable when you did that. And in that moment, you decided it wasn't safe to be yourself, to be seen, or people were going to judge you for being yourself, right? And in that moment, we created that limiting belief. That limited belief now shows up in your life with panic, anxiety, and fear in these situations where there's lots of people. Trying to keep you safe from any situation that you could be judged in, that you could be fear of being seen in, any situation that might be like you had before, it's now trying to keep you safe from that. Now your brain scans for any danger. any danger relating back to this belief. If you want to find out exactly what limiting belief is running your anxiety, I want you to dig deeper. I want you to think about when you are most anxious, when you feel like panic is coming on, what situation that is. And I want you to ask yourself, what are you scared of happening in that moment? What are you scared is actually going to happen? Ask yourself it. Put yourself in that situation and ask yourself, what am I scared of? What is the worst case? And it might be that you faint. And then I would ask you to push deeper than that. I'd be like, right, so if you faint, what's the worst that's going to happen? People will look at me. Okay, what about people looking at me? They're going to judge me. Whatever that looks like for you, dig deeper. So let's talk a little bit about how you can actually handle this. You've learned the limiting belief that is running the show in the subconscious mind. We've learned that it's actually trying to keep you safe from being judged or being seen. Let's actually talk about how you can reprogram this so that you're no longer scared of being judged, you're no longer scared of being seen, so the anxiety and panic doesn't have to set off an alarm. And you can actually start enjoying moments in life, start being present, and actually enjoy life in general without this fear and anxiety always taking over. So, number one, the first step is reprogramming this. So this is why I actually do one-to-one work with my clients. We reprogram the beliefs at the top, NLP programming. So we actually go in, we reprogram this belief and create a new belief subconsciously. So if you want to find out more about one-to-one subconscious reprogramming, just pop me a message over on Instagram. My handle is Ashley Anxiety Coach. You can just pop me a message with the word anxiety. But here's some tips as well that you can actually start doing today. The first thing is what I said earlier. Find what is running the show. What limiting belief is actually running the show of your panic and anxiety? Then I would get you to ask yourself, where did I learn this? This belief of I'm not good enough, where did I first learn that? We create most of our belief systems from the age of 1 to 7. So that's where we actually create our belief system and what our subconscious mind runs on. Then I want you to ask yourself, what is the positive intention? This anxiety and panic, what is it trying to do? What is the positive intention of it? Is it trying to keep me safe? What is it trying to keep me safe from? What does it believe to be true? And then ask yourself, what do I know to be true? As an adult, what do I actually know to be true today? Then I want you to ask yourself, what would I be doing differently if I didn't care about what people would say about me? I didn't care about other people's judgment and I wasn't scared to be seen. How different would my life be and what would I be doing differently? And what do I need to do in order to let this belief go? What do I need to do in order to let this belief go? All of these questions I want you to sit down and I want you to ask yourself because this is the deeper root of your anxiety. You can keep doing the managing and coping techniques, the breathing, the rescue remedy, the trying to get through the panic and the physical symptoms, or we can actually find out what the root of this anxiety and panic is, so then we can reprogram it. I spent 15 years doing talking therapy, understanding why it might be there, but never actually reprogram it. And I also did everything. I did the medication, the meditation, the reflexology, the yoga, and nothing works if we don't actually get to the root of the cause, okay? Why it's there, what it's doing, the subconscious mind, what the pattern is, why I'm having the anxiety, why I'm having the panic, and then actually reprogramming it, okay? Because at one point, in your life, you didn't have anxiety and panic, right? It was created, it was a learned pattern. And we can actually get back. We can get to the point where you don't have anxiety and panic. But for so long, I just didn't think that was possible. I just assumed it was who I was and how I was always going to be. And that's not true. We can subconsciously reprogram this. And honestly, it changed the freaking game for me. So if today's video has been helpful and you can relate to all of this, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Honestly, I share videos like this all of the time. I share my own journey, share tips on how you can reprogram your anxiety. And if you are wanting more information on one-to-one coaching, pop me a message over on Instagram. That is where we can chat a little bit more about how and what you're experiencing and how I can help. Thank you for tuning in to today's video, guys. I am looking forward to the next one already.